Well, hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I know some of you are in here early and already heard this little spiel, but I know a lot of you just hopped in. So, first and foremost, welcome to the preterm webinar. If you are taking SNHU 107, IDS 104, or IDS 105, this is the place to be. Y'all, your cameras and microphones are not enabled, okay? We do not enable them. We will utilize the chat today. So first of all, can everybody hear me okay? This is my sound check again before we get started. So let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. But we'll utilize the chat today. So if you are new to Microsoft Teams, that's okay. We all start somewhere. If you're looking at your screen up at the top towards the left, there'll be a little bubble that says chat. If you click on that, it's going to open up a chat typically to the right of your screen. That is where you can see students saying hello, introducing themselves. If you have not yet done so, that is the best part about these webinar sessions, is saying hello, letting us know where you're from, your major, because it's just cool to see like somebody that's from maybe the same town, or maybe you have the same major, things like that, which is just really cool. So welcome everybody. A couple of housekeeping items just real quick is one, we're going to start here in just about a minute or so. I like to give people a chance to get logged in. Today, I will cover most common questions that you have about starting classes here at SNHU, okay? So kind of hold your big questions until I get done with the main presentation. Just because that way everybody can stay focused on what's going on with the screen. So can everybody see my screen okay? I will flip my camera on here in a little bit too, but I want to make sure that the internet energy will hang out with us and not cause issues. So I will flip it on so you can see my smiling face here in just a little bit. Okay, perfect. And I will share this slide deck. I know right now you guys just see a bunch of squares. When I am in presenter mode, I cannot see the chat. So you will see me looking at a second monitor, just trying to see if there's any questions that pop up. But like I said, I'll answer most common questions. But if you have something, just kind of hold it till the end, and I'll make sure I go through all those things. The other thing I wanted to tell y'all too is this is recorded. Okay. So if for some reason there's technical difficulties or you're multitasking or you have to hop off, you can come back and watch this as many times as you need to. I'll have that recording link for y'all at the end too. Once I get through the main slide deck today, I will take a minute and walk through real fast all three of your classes, IDS 104, IDS 105, and SNHU 107, just to kind of show you a couple of things that are really nice to know before you get started, because we have a whole webinar dedicated to week one for all three of your classes, okay? All right, y'all, well, I see it's a couple minutes after the hour mark, so I'm gonna share my slide deck here real quick. So hold on just a second. I want to make sure you guys can all still see everything okay. And let's dive in. Who's ready, y'all? I know I'm ready. I'm super excited to have you guys here today. So again, if you're just joining us, this is the preterm webinar for students that are starting classes on Monday, September 1st for IDS 104, IDS 105, and SNHU 107. First and foremost, your experience here at Southern New Hampshire University is incredibly important to us. It's our policy and practice to create an inclusive and accessible learning environment. If there are any aspects of instruction or course design that present barriers to accessibility or your learning, please notify the Online Accessibility Center. We call them the OAC for short, as soon as possible at 866-305-9430. You can also email them at oac@snhu.edu or visit the Online Accessibility Center website. Y'all, what does this mean? Because I know it's a lot. We have a team here at SNHU, the OAC, that is dedicated to helping students get content in a way that works best for them and their learning styles to ensure they have accessibility to everything that they need. If this is something that you might need or want to know more about, please reach out directly to this team, okay? A couple of webinar reminders. Microphones and cameras are not enabled, but hopefully you are all able to hear me okay. If for some reason you are not able to hear me okay, or if somebody in the chat is like, I can't hear, please have them make sure that they have enabled Microsoft Teams to access their microphone or access their speakers or their audio. Also, always check that volume on your laptops, computers, and phones, because sometimes it's muted or turned way down. Sometimes logging off and logging back on helps. So just some troubleshooting things. This is an academic space, so please keep in mind, y'all, when you are in webinars, when you are in the learning community, when you are in your Brightspace classroom where everything is graded, when you are in anything related to SNHU, it's always considered an academic space, even our first year experience YouTube pages. So be mindful of those comments and conduct because there's real people that hear them and see them, okay? These learning community webinars are not graded. They're not graded. They're not required. You don't have to come to them. You don't have to watch them, but they do help you learn about how to do your assignments from week to week and go over concepts that you are working on in your course, okay? So know that they're just here as extra support. Sometimes we just need somebody to show us where to click and how to do some things or where to find something and how to get started. That is what these sessions are for. So for each of the classes, IDS 104, IDS 105, and SNHU 107. There's a mix of on-demand, which is pre-recorded webinars that are available every single Monday of the new week or the new module when it starts. And then there's also some live sessions sprinkled throughout the term. Everybody's a little bit different on what days those are. We know that we cannot have a time that meets everybody's best schedule. They are always recorded, even if they're live, okay? If you want to know your schedule, check out the learning community for your course. Also, your faculty will post reminders in your classroom spaces, those announcements. Always make sure you're checking them. And then also make sure you're checking your SNHU email because we send reminders out that way too. Sound good? All right, everybody still with me so far? I know there's a lot of people that are like, whoa, I'm excited. All right, y'all, I'm going to flip my camera on just real quick. Hi, everybody. Hello, I am Melanie. I just wanted to turn my screen on here for just a second now that we got started and say hello. A lot of students want to know, like, what is this learning community? Like, why should I care? Like I mentioned, there's videos, there's webinars that help you be successful in your courses from week to week. IDS 104, IDS 105, and SNHU 107 are special. You guys are the only courses that have dedicated learning community and spaces here, which is super cool. But it's more than just content to help you do well in your classes. In SNHU Connect, which if you have not been there yet, we'll talk more about it. There's a social side and there's an academic side. And on the academic side, you'll find the learning communities for your specific courses. So if you're taking SNHU 107, IDS 104, or IDS 105, you want to find those spaces and join them. Because in those spaces, you'll get to know other students that might not be in your actual classroom, but they're still taking those courses that you're taking, and they might have your same major. It's just a way to build connections outside of that Brightspace environment. Now, in SNHU Connect or in these learning community spaces, absolutely nothing is graded. So know that. Often students post their first discussion board in a learning community. It's not graded. Don't do that. And I'll remind you if I see it, but I can't always see all thousands of you. But just know it's a place to say, hey, just like today, and get to know other students that are here at SNHU, but nothing is graded in that space in SNHU Connect. Everything graded is Brightspace. Okay. We have weekly webinars, whether they're pre-recorded or on demand and available on the YouTube pages, or you might have a live session. Always check your schedule. If you didn't see a schedule, you're not sure where to find it, you can always email me and I'll get it to you. Okay. Plus, look at these just-in-time resources. Sometimes you need a quick video that shows you how to find the discussion board. How do I do that short paper? What is a template? What do I do with it? We have a lot of focus videos for each one of your classes that guide you through those things, okay? What does this equal? It equals your success here at SNHU, which is why we are here. We want you to be successful, all right? So I don't know about you, but how many of y'all have been out of school for a long time and now you're back? Or maybe you've tried school before and it did not work out for whatever reason. Now you're here. Or maybe this is your very first time ever starting the college journey, or you're the first one in your family to ever go through school, or you've put other people through school and now it's your turn. No matter why you're here, we're so happy that you have chosen SNHU for your academic journey. And know they're going to have a lot of teams and a lot of support here, but it takes you reaching out and connecting for your success, okay? So once you have access to your courses, which y'all got access here already, you do have access to the learning community spaces. You might just need to go ahead and hop in there and click join, okay? Once you get inside there, you'll see that there's a social side, there's an academic side, you can make a little profile, and there's super helpful YouTube tutorial lists, videos that show you how to do everything you need to know in SNHU Connect, okay? The biggest thing to know is that the first year experience team and all of our university staff and faculty, we're here to support your success, and we're just really excited to have you. So you get to see me in person. Hey, who am I? I need to update this because I missed it. I missed one thing, y'all. I teach SNHU 107, IDS 104, and IDS 105. So I have been with SNHU for over 10 years, but I have been in higher education for over 20. Yes, I said that out loud. I am part of your first year experience or the FYE team here at SNHU. I'm also an academic partner, which means that I work with all of your amazing and incredible faculty. Fun fact about me, this is my family. This is a little bit about me. I'm a boy mom. I'm married to a Harley Davidson motorcycle enthusiast. I live just outside of Pensacola, Florida. So if you're familiar with the Gulf Shores at all, I live just right outside of Pensacola Beach. The ocean is my favorite. I swear I'm a part-time mermaid. I love the water. It doesn't matter if it's the beach, the pool, the lake, the river. I don't care. I absolutely love the water. I'm an avid road bike cyclist. I love to read. Fun fact, I've had published authors in my SNHU classes, which is incredible. And if you ever have book recommendations, I take them. Please email me because students send me them all the time and I love it. But I also love coffee. But the biggest thing is that I am a resource for you and your success. Okay, know that. If you learned anything today, it's that you have a lot of support here in the learning community as a resource for you and your success. Oh, I just saw somebody said they just moved away from the Gulf Coast. Sad day. It's incredible here. If y'all have never visited, put it on your bucket list because it's simply incredible. I am going to shut off my camera here real quick. I wanted to see if James Winfield was here with us. We sometimes get to have one of our amazing associate deans here with us today. So I wanted to check and see. Hold on just a sec, y'all. See if he's here. He might not be here. He was back-to-back meetings
I'm here
today. Oh, you are? Okay.
Yep.
Sweet. Well, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. J, but I want to introduce him first. Dr. James Winfield is one of our associate deans here at SNHU, and he oversees our first year experience and retention strategies team. He's an incredible human, and he also teaches all three of these courses. So if you get him, his students like to call him Dr. J. Fun facts about him is he is a Marvel Cinematic Universe fan. He loves to cook. He's a family man, and he is also a resource for you. And I'm going to let him share just a couple of things with you all that are really important to your success here from him. I'll turn it to you, Dr. J.
All right. Thank you, Melanie. And also so glad to be here with you all. And congratulations on starting your journey here at SNHU. One thing that I will add to that with the level of like my interest is that I'm also a pro wrestling fan. So that's something that I want to throw in there as well. So if you got any WWE fans in here, possibly even AEW, I go all the way back to like the WCW days. Anyway, that's another quirk of mine, but I do embrace that. But one thing that I do want to share with you all is that I want you all to know, of course, is what Melanie mentioned, that you have resources. You are not doing this alone. But if you don't remember anything from my time and speaking with you all, remember this acronym, PEN. PEN is a play on our mascot, the Penman, and PEN stands for Persist, Engage, Network. As mentioned, we have a robust level of individuals who are here to support you in your academic journey and onboarding at SNHU, and not just in your onboarding, but in keeping you here at the institution and helping you to achieve that ultimate goal of walking across the stage at commencement, graduation, and earning that degree that you desire. And we want you to be engaged afterwards. But with PEN, what this means, persist. First, persist. We want you to persist in your goals that you may have, your personal goals, your professional goals, but also persisting from term to term. We want you to know that you've got this and that there are individuals to support you. If you need support, that's when you go into the next layer of this, which is engage. Engage in the myriad of resources here at SNHU. As Melanie mentioned, regardless of where you may have started or whatever you may come in with or feel like you may be lacking, you're not lacking anything. Know that a lot of us come into college not knowing certain matters. For myself, I'm a proud first generation college student. I'm the first one in my family to go off to college and earn a 4-year degree, and also to pursue graduate study as well. So with that, I had to get out of my head and use the resources to support me to help improve my papers, to get additional support or tutoring, to ask questions of my professors and my instructors. All of that helped. So engaging with all the resources and everything that's surrounding you. I know it may seem like a lot, but ask the question. Hey, talk to your advisor. Hey, I don't know where to go for this. What's a good resource? And then they can help you as far as getting connected with that realm. And then network. We want you to network, of course, with one another, your peers in your courses in SNHU Connect, in these type of communities here. I see the chat bubbling up with a lot of mentions of where people reside, what their majors are. That's a great start. Keep it going with connecting with your professors and with your instructors, making certain that you have some form of connection with them, because you never know. You may need a letter of recommendation for graduate study. You may just need their insights as you progress in the course, because you're trying to figure out, okay, does this concept connect? Am I writing this correctly? Or do I understand the matters that are talked about in the course? So all of that compiles together so that you all can have a fruitful experience at SNHU. So with that being said, persist, engage, network, know that you have a team of individuals here to support you. We're here, we're in your corner, and know that there's people on the other side of the screen that are dedicated and committed to your success. So glad to speak with you just briefly, and know that we are here. We want you to do the best that you possibly can, and then some. And remember, ask for support when you need it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. J. Appreciate you dropping in with us today. Y'all, please tell Dr. J thank you. It is always so amazing to have members of our leadership team here with us in this session. So just know that we're real people, we're real humans. We want you to do well here. And I always love to remind y'all, if you remember anything today, besides to check your course announcements and your SNHU email, you have to 100% believe in yourself. I want you to take a minute and just breathe in and breathe out and be like, I got this. I know there's a lot of nerves, there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of excitement. There's always this variety of emotions that come with starting something new or starting something again. And just know that you're 100% capable of this. You can do this, y'all. I want to see you be like, I got this in the chat, because each and every one of you do, and your faculty believe in you. So just know to make those connections for your success, okay? I am going to pop off my camera real quick while I run through your guys' assignment overviews for each of your courses. So if you're taking SNHU 107, just real quick, I wanted to run through that your overview of your course is about 1,000 points, okay? Your course is made up of 5 discussion assignments, 5 journal assignments, 3 warm-ups, and then 1 project that kind of connects the dots and ends the term, okay? 4 discussion assignments. For any courses, y'all, pay attention to this. When you have a discussion assignment, you are going to be asked to answer a series of questions, okay? You'll find those discussion assignments underneath the modules for the week that they're assigned. For example, in week 1, y'all got a discussion. You're going to introduce yourself, share a little bit about you, of course, and then you're going to answer a series of questions. I always tell students to review the module reading that's within the actual module, and then also any required resources, okay? That could be videos, links to articles, textbook chapters, things like that. When you have discussions, your initial discussion post where you answer and give your thoughts to those questions you need to answer for the assignment, those are always due by Thursdays, 11:59 p.m. or sooner as convenient for your schedule, okay? For week 1, that's East Coast time. Y'all, if you are not on East Coast time, you have got to check your time zones. I remind students of this all the time. We know that we have students from all over the world. So it's real quick. You can even Google hey, what time is this? My time. That's what I have to do sometimes because I'm central. But know that for that first week, East Coast time matters, okay? So whenever you have a discussion assignment, pop quiz, when is that initial discussion post due? Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the chat. Oh, yep, look at you. A+, Thursday. Yes. Thursday or before is convenient for your schedule. And then you always have to respond to at least 2 classmates. When I say respond to 2 classmates, it's more than a couple sentences, y'all. It's like really reading what your classmates have to say, maybe asking them some further questions, maybe sharing resources, maybe you've had a similar experience, whatever it might be. It's at least a paragraph or so, okay? A couple sentences won't work, you'll miss the points. Those are always due by Sundays or before is convenient for your schedule. Sound good? So again, discussions, initial posts due Thursdays or before, and then Sundays is when you have to respond to at least 2 classmates. Any other assignments that you have in your classes, for example, for SNHU 107, journals, warm-ups, projects, those are always due by Sundays of the week that they're due. So just remember, Thursdays if you have discussions, and then Sundays for everything else. Sound okay? Journals, for SNHU 107, you have templates, which a template is a document that has been created that you can actually pop right open and type right in it and answer the questions. Some students like to get creative and not use the template but still answer the questions. That is up to you. We encourage you to use the templates. It just keeps it real easy, okay? Warm-ups are like an open book quiz, y'all. You can use your notes, you can use your books, you can take them as many times as necessary to earn your best score. Don't let the word quiz make you stressed out. It's literally just double checking your knowledge, like a knowledge check. Does that make sense? You have 3 of them. And then you have a project, which is going to be like connecting the dots of everything you worked on all term and putting it all together in one paper. All right, there's a whole webinar dedicated to that final project. Plus you have reminders and helpful webinars and focus videos throughout the term for your success. So that is SNHU 107. Sound good? IDS 104. IDS 104, a little bit different. Again, you have 1,000 points. Again, you have those discussion assignments just like SNHU 107. Any course you have a discussion assignment, initial discussion posts are due by Thursday. At least 2 responses due by Sunday or before is convenient for your schedule. And 2, y'all, if you want to respond to more than 2 of your classmates, you can totally do that. Just make sure that at least 2 definitely have more information and content, okay? Here in IDS 104, you have a couple of project drafts, which are a template, which means it's a document you open up and you will type right in it. We're going to have a whole webinar dedicated to your project drafts and what they mean, because it's going to be the same document, either Word or PowerPoint, that you'll use for 3 different assignments. And it actually will culminate into your final project too. Okay, you have a short paper assignment, you have 2 journal assignments, you have 2 activities, and you have something called the expert evaluator activity, which is actually really cool. And we get a lot of information thrown at us all the time in our daily lives, and this is an activity that you'll take online, and it really helps you navigate like what is a reliable source, what isn't, and things to think about as we navigate our everyday knowledge basis. So pretty cool. These assignments too, discussions, again, initial post Thursday, peer responses by Sundays. All the other assignments are always due by Sunday or as earlier as convenient for your schedule. Sound good? I always get questions too, like, hey, can I work ahead? You can work ahead. I always caution you to not work too far ahead, because a lot of times students might have to redo assignments because they either didn't understand it fully or we hadn't covered the concepts yet. But just know that is an option if you want to do some of those things. But again, I caution you, don't work too far ahead, okay? The other thing too, with all of your classes also, if you ever get stuck or have questions, y'all, reach out directly to your instructor. They are the best person to answer these questions for your success. And yes, this webinar is recorded and I will have it uploaded within 24 hours of us getting done today, okay? All right, IDS 104, did that make sense? Sweet. Okay, IDS 105, last but certainly not least. Again, 1,000 points. You have 6 discussion assignments. Again, initial discussion posts due Thursdays, peer responses, at least 2 due by Sunday or before. You have 2 journals, 1 warm-up. Remember, those warm-ups are like an open book quiz. You can take them as many times as you need to earn your best score, and they auto grade. I forgot to mention that earlier. They auto grade. So as soon as you click submit, you see what your score is, okay? You have 4 project drafts, and then they connect the dots and tie into creating a final project, which is your last assignment of the term. As far as a paper, you have 1 last discussion in week 8, but that project you're working on it all term long. Again, with those projects in IDS 105, these project drafts you're going to work on in certain weeks of the term, you're already building your final project. So by the time you get to your final project, you've already done all the work. You're just editing it and cleaning it up because you've worked on it all term long. So I know a lot of students sometimes are like, oh, that project, I'm nervous about it. Don't be nervous. You're going to work on it all term. We have webinars that are dedicated to how to do it, what to do, and what to make you successful. Sound good? All right, everybody. IDS 105, did that help? Is my sound still okay? Somebody said I was breaking up, and it might have been back to school germs. My children gave me back to school germs, and I kind of have like an end of summer cold. So hopefully my sound is better. Okay. All right. Perfect. So now the tips for your success that we want to run through. Now that we've covered kind of a course overview and you know what is expected and some of the assignments you're going to have, remember we do have webinars that are going to walk you through content every single week, but also your course instructors, your faculty are going to be posting announcements every single week throughout the week with tips for your success, reminders of what's due. So make sure you're paying attention to that. And I know that I'm covering a lot today, y'all. And I know that I can speak really quickly, but that is why this is recorded. So you can go back and watch it as many times as you might need to. Okay. Tip number 1 is to prioritize your time. How many of you have taken a moment to think about when you will study or do your homework? This is really important. I know that when you're taking online classes, it's that nice convenience and flexibility of not physically having to be in a classroom. However, let me caution you that you still want to have a plan. Okay. Every term, students are like, I'm just going to kind of wing it. And then they get to week 2, week 3, and they're like, oh my goodness, like I have got to make a plan on when I'm going to do my homework. So if you have done this already, high five, A+. If you're still trying to figure that out, that's okay. It can take a couple of weeks to kind of like get in a routine. So don't stress yourself out. Just kind of really think about like, all right, for you, if you work better in the morning before your household gets up, or maybe after your household goes to bed late at night, or maybe you're going to work on things in the nooks and cranny of your day, or maybe you're going to do something over your lunch break, or maybe you're taking like public transportation and you can study and have your stuff on because somebody else is driving. Like those are great ways to kind of manage your time. But the biggest thing is do it in a way that works best for you. Okay. Remember that. Do what works best for you. I always give the example like I'm a Post-it note list maker and I put things in my phone to remind me like on my calendar what to do, but I always have a list of what to do. Whereas like my husband has like a Google document. Like I could never do that, but that works for him. So again, do what works for you. Okay. Bonus tip, y'all, I cannot say this enough. Discussion points matter. Every term, I have a student or two that either starts off great doing their discussions and then they kind of like stop turning them in towards the end or the middle of the term, or they stop doing their peer responses, or they only do one of the 2 peer responses. Y'all don't do this because those discussion points matter and they add up. I have had students cost themselves a better grade because they didn't either do responses or they did part of the responses or they like skipped a discussion here or there. When you have a discussion assignment, it's so important to get them done. Again, initial discussion posts, are you answering a series of questions due by Thursdays when they're assigned, and then you respond to at least 2 classmates by Sundays. Okay. Tip number 2 is make connections. You all are already acing this. A+ right now. Connecting with your classmates is so important. So get to know them, engage in the discussion board, send an email to your instructor, say, hey, I'm new, I've been at a school, this is my first class, whatever it might be. Let them get to know you a little bit. It's super helpful. Discover the SNHU departments and resources. We are always a click away. All the departments have websites and quick online access. So it's always really great to make those connections. Plus, get involved in SNHU Connect. There's clubs, there's organizations on the social side too, if that's something that you're interested in. So know that there's a lot to do and explore. You don't have to do it all right away, but just make sure to connect because it makes your experience even better. Okay. Electronic textbooks, IDS 105 and SNHU 107, you have electronic textbooks. So just a reminder for y'all, if you go into your Brightspace classroom where everything is graded, at the top you see a help button. There's a little arrow, click on online student services and it'll pull up all the departments and you can literally click to each and every one of them. And the bookstore is right there in the middle. So to purchase your books, you go right to the SNHU bookstore, you put in your course code that you're taking your class online and you add it to cart and check out just like on Amazon. If for some reason you're waiting on like financial aid or something like that, all those questions must be directed directly to your financial services team because they're the ones that can support your success. If you get stuck, you're not sure on something, reach out to your academic SNHU advisor. They are wonderful and can support your success. There's also an email that should have came to your SNHU email. Again, IDS 105 and SNHU 107 only. You have electronic textbooks. but there is a quick little reminder also under the Start Here area of your classroom, okay? For IDS 104, all of your content is embedded throughout your course, so you do not have a book to connect, okay, everybody? Again, something's not working, you couldn't get your books to load, you're stuck on anything, reach out to your SNHU advisor. Anything about financial aid or vouchers, things like that, work directly with financial services. That way you get the answers you need from the people that can give them to you. Okay. Tip number 4, backup plan. Okay, y'all. Have you thought about what you'll do if your internet goes out? Or if your computer breaks? Or there's like a natural disaster like hurricanes, powers out. We've had babies come early, babies come late. We have had people have to travel for work, broken fingers. I mean, surgery. I mean, life happens, y'all. It's not going to be the first time. But I'm telling you, have a backup plan. Always write down the phone number and email address for any of your faculty or instructors and your advisor. If something comes up, even if your week just got away from you, it happens. Reach out and connect for your success, because when you communicate and have a plan, we can get you back on track or make sure we know what's going on, okay? I always remind students too, if laptops, computers, tablets break, I've had it happen. I've had 2 brand new laptops die in the same term, black screen of death. Never came back, had to be shipped away, literally within a week of each other. That happens. I have had toddlers drop iPads. I have had students working from their phones and the phone breaks. I mean, all kinds of things happen. So remember, local libraries are a hidden gem. They have computers. Also, do not be afraid or nervous to reach out to like your friends and family and be like, hey, my computer went down. Is there any way I can like buzz over to your house and like get this assignment done? Remember, most places have Wi-Fi now, you know, your McDonald's, your libraries, your coffee shops. I mean, Target, Walmart, they all have it. So those are just reminders. So there's always a way to get your assignment submitted. Oh, Chelsea, I have been there. So just know, like, have that backup plan. It really helps you feel prepared when something does come up. And when you have those phone numbers and email addresses handy, it makes it real easy to communicate. Okay. We talked about this a little bit, like with navigating when you're going to study and do your SNHU homework and things, but know what is due and when every week. Okay. So kind of like take a look. I have a couple students that have told me they like to look on Sundays for the week ahead and be like, okay, these are my assignments for the week. This is when I'm going to work on them. Kind of make a little bit of a plan. It just helped them feel a little bit more organized and put together. I've already said this a couple of times. You're going to hear it again. You're going to hear it from me all term long. Communication is key. Every single SNHU department, including your faculty, have a phone number and an email address. Okay. Reach out to them. Review your course, instructors, faculty information announcement. It tells you how to get a hold of them. It tells you any potential office hours. A lot of faculty text message. Keep in mind time zones, y'all. Like, I'm not going to be responding to you in the middle of the night. If you text me at 3 a.m., I'm going to reply to you the next morning. Know that, okay? But everybody, be reasonable. Everybody has that email address, that phone number, text message. A lot of people communicate differently. Sometimes they even set up Microsoft Teams sessions. But the key is that every department here in SNHU has a phone number and an email address. So you can always reach out for your success. Okay. I've talked a lot about the webinars and focus videos, and I'll post these links when I get done here too. But I just wanted to show you really quick that each one of your classes, if you're taking SNU 107, IDS 104, IDS 105, there are links specifically for you to click on to watch those webinars, whether they're live and recorded or they're pre-recorded and ready for you every Monday. You just click the webinar link and then you just look for the week that you want to watch. The focus videos are loaded for the entire term already. And again, the focus videos are quick. They're usually under 5 minutes. And they just go over like how to do something specifically, like how to find your discussion board or how to access a template or how to access the journal, things like that. Okay. Today's webinar is always one of the longest of the year just because we have a lot to cover and there's always lots of questions. But most webinars are usually like 30 minutes or less, unless they're live. They tend to be more about an hour because there's multiple like departments or teams or other people that come in. Okay. But just know they're always recorded. They're optional. They're not graded, but check them out. They're always here to help you for your success. Now, tip number 8. All right, y'all, I always love this one. I want you to tell me in the chat who is supporting you. Know your success team. Who is maybe picking up the slack at home so you can do homework stuff? Maybe who is taking on some extra stuff at work because you're going to be doing school? You know, who is like supporting you? Who's going to be the one that cheers you on those good days and also picks you up when those days are maybe not so sunshiny? Because it's going to happen. We're not going to have all days of glitter and sunshine. We're going to have an assignment we don't do great on. We're going to have those tough weeks. We're going to have those weeks when your life is lifing. You know, things happen. But again, the key is letting your instructors and advisors know so they can make a plan for your success. So think of who is supporting you. And for some of you, it's you. Like you are the one that is like driving the bus and putting yourself through this. So just keep in mind when things are good and when things maybe aren't so good, keep in mind who supports you in your success, and just know you have a ton of departments here at the university that are here to help you and make sure you stay on track or get back on track. I always love seeing all of the supportive people that y'all have in your life. My favorite is the pets too. There's always pets involved too, which is always my favorite. Tip number 9 is to use your feedback. Y'all, this is so important because this gets asked all the time in the beginning of the term. Your faculty have 7 days to grade assignments, okay? So your week 1 starts on Monday, September 1st. So remember, starts on Monday, initial discussion posts due Thursday, peer responses and any other assignments are due by Sunday of that week 1, right? So your faculty then have from that Sunday of week 1 to the Sunday of week 2. So 7 days to grade. Some things in your class, if you have like a warm-up, auto grades, you'll see your grade right away. Things like discussions, writing assignments, which is most of your guys' classes, those have to be manually graded. Some faculty might grade as things come in. Some might grade throughout those 7 days. Some, you may not see your grades until Sunday night. Just know they have a whole week, okay? Because always every week 1 and week 2, students get real nervous because they didn't see their grades yet. If you ever have a question about if you turned something in or if something was graded and you just didn't see it, always reach out to your instructor, y'all. They're the ones that can see that and let you know, okay? But the other thing is your faculty spend a lot of time going through your assignments and reviewing like what you did well, what you might need to improve. They might refer to you to some resources to use for your success. Like we have an amazing academic support team that has a written feedback service where you can submit any SNHU writing assignments, discussions, papers, projects, journals, whatever, and they give you feedback within 12 hours. So you just focus on, let the tutor know what to focus on, and it's free. It's part of your service here as an SNHU student. So know that there's a lot of feedback given. So make sure you review that, because I'll tell you, every time I have a student struggling with something and I leave feedback, if they don't see it, I'm like, hey, can you check that? And they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I was doing that. So that you'll keep making the same mistakes if you're not reviewing that. Okay, so check the feedback. Your faculty are going to tell you good things. So who doesn't want to hear the good things they're doing? And they'll tell you too if there's anything you might need to improve or work on, or resources for your success. Okay, again, the word resources has been used probably 9,000 times in this session, but just know you have so much support here at SNHU. We have a ton of resources. I will share my screen here in just a little bit and show you like where you can find them, but there is just so much support here for your success, from SNHU Connect, which has the social side, the clubs and student organizations, to the academic side where your learning communities are housed. We have SNHU Wellness. You have an amazing library here, which is wonderful with citation support should you need to cite anything. Most commonly is APA style citation, and the library has wonderful resources, and the academic support team actually does citation sessions, which is really helpful if that's like all new to you. There's also 24/7 drop-in tutoring. It's literally a click away 24/7. I already talked to you about the written feedback. Plus you have so much support outside of the classroom too. So just know that you are absolutely positively never alone. Y'all, that's the main slide deck, but I want to take a minute and walk y'all through your classes. So if you feel comfortable with your course and you're like, hey, I don't need a walkthrough, you are more than welcome to hop off. But if you want to stay just for a couple of things, I want to walk you through just a couple of things real quick. One, for any of the classes that you're taking here at SNHU, when you look at your Brightspace environment, that's that learn.snhu.edu. I want to make sure, can everybody see my screen okay? I just want to make sure it's still coming through all right. I saw some folks have some bad weather. Stay safe. Okay, perfect. So one of the things I wanted to point out is when you log into those course environments, you'll typically see your instructor. I am teaching a section of IDS 104 this term. So when my students log in, they should see this. Sometimes it's a picture of your faculty member. Sometimes it's something that they love or enjoy or maybe a hobby. But you'll always see course announcements. Y'all pay attention to your course announcements. There's helpful reminders, information, tips for your success. And a lot of times there's learning community webinar reminders and video stuff in there too. So make sure you're paying attention to that. And also always check your SNHU email. Make sure you're checking it at least a couple of times a week because that is how the university communicates with you. Okay. What I wanted to point out, no matter what course you're in, when you click on this course menu and you go to learning modules, that is where it will pull up all the weeks. You always want to click on start here. Click on start here. You'll see a class syllabus, which has an overview of your assignments, your policies for your course. It's really good information for you to know. Plus, there's always helpful information on any book ordering you might need to do or how to access things. So it's a great place to start. Plus, you'll see all of the modules. So keep in mind, y'all, module 1 is week 1. So your whole first week is module 1. And then week 2 is module 2. Week 3 is module 3 all the way through week 8. So your courses are 8 weeks long. So each week you're going to be tackling a new module. Make sense? So I wanted to make sure that I showed you all that. When you click on a module, so for example, I'm going to click on this one, module 1. All of your classes will have some kind of an introduction. So you click the blue, gets you to where you want to go. That's what I always tell everybody. Any one of your classes will have this kind of a setup where you have an overview, kind of what to expect. Plus, you can always like arrow over. For many of you, there will be content to read within the module, especially IDS 104 and IDS 105. So there's a lot of content in there as you scroll down and arrow over. This is just me showing you a quick navigation. You'll always see these resource sections. This is where it'll show you links to articles or videos or things you need to review for your success. Okay, I wanted to point that out. All of the courses, the modules work like that. The other thing is up here at the top, the library, you click that little down arrow. There's that citing your sources guide, and you can get to the library from there. Super helpful for any citation questions for any of your courses. Academic support. I want to click on them really quick because when you click on academic support, it pulls up their menu of services. Workshops, here's that written feedback where you can upload and submit written drafts, which is super cool. Select the area, be specific on what you want the tutor to focus on. You get feedback within 12 hours. I always encourage written feedback, especially if it's been a minute since you've written academically or if you've never written academically. It is a really great resource for your success. But you can always just click on like connect now for drop-in tutoring, submit a draft. You just click the yellow, workshop list, all the things. Okay, so it's a really cool place for you and your success. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out is underneath this help area, if you click on this little arrow, it's a quick link to our IT service desk. Plus, we have these student tutorial videos. Y'all, if navigating Brightspace is new to you or you're not really great at techie things, click on that Brightspace tutorial list because it shows you how to navigate and find everything in the SNHU learning environment, which is Brightspace, where everything is graded. So you'll see how to submit assignments, you'll see how to find your feedback and grades, you'll see how to navigate the discussion boards, like all of those things are just there for your success, okay? The last thing I want to show you is if you click on online student services, it is going to pull up all of the departments here at the university. It might take a minute just because I have so many of y'all on, but you'll see all the departments. Click the blue, gets you to where you want to go. So if you need to get your books, so IDS 105, SNU 107, here's the bookstore. Quick links to academic advising, but as you scroll down, what I wanted to show you is this Office 365 and other software. You get Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Outlook for free as an SNHU student. There's also other software in there too, depending on your major. So you can always click on this, follow the prompts, and you can get that downloaded to whatever your system is. Your courses use a lot of Microsoft Word and PowerPoint templates and documents. So this is really key to have something like this or something compatible so your faculty can grade everything. Okay, so I wanted to show you all that. The other thing I wanted to show you just really quick is just a quick way for you to find in any of your classes. So let me just switch here real quick. Let me go over here to SNU 107. So you'll see it's the same layout, y'all. It's the same layout. But underneath course menu, all of your classes will have a quick link to the announcements, quick link to learning modules, a quick link to any discussions. You'll be able to see assignments, and you can always check your grades by clicking right here. I wanted to just click really quick on discussions because all of you will have that very first week's discussion assignment. And what I wanted to show you is, and when you get in discussions, you are going to see a general questions area. That is literally a general questions area. It's for anything that's relevant to the course. Don't ever post anything personal or like grade questions or things like that, because everybody can see it. It's a public space. But this is a great place if you have a quick question about the course, or just want to like see how things work. Your instructor will get back to you within 24 hours. Here, also faculty always respond within 24 hours when you email them. Don't keep emailing because we're going to get to you, but just know it's usually 24 hours, if not way faster than that, okay? But I wanted to just show you really quick that there's that general questions area, and then you can always see like all of the discussion. So you just click the blue. So for example, up here, you just click the blue, gets you to where you want to go. And whenever you have a discussion, you click on this start a new thread, and you can put your topic, hello or whatever it might be. You can type directly in here. Some students like to use Microsoft Word and then copy and paste it in here. And then you click on post. I just wanted to show you that really quick. A lot of students are like, I don't know where to find the discussion. How does that work? So I just wanted to show you that really fast, really quickly. The other thing I wanted to show just really fast is I'm going to go into IDS 105, just so you guys can see. Again, it's the same layout for all of your classes, that menu bar across the top. I just wanted to make sure that you knew course menu is how you get to those announcements, those learning modules. Do not forget, y'all, no matter what class you are, to click on start here, because that brings up your syllabus, that brings up an overview of the course, any book information, especially for SNHU 107 and IDS 105, okay? And then, of course, you have all the resources that are there for your success, okay? Y'all, that's it. That's all the things. I'm going to flip my camera on real fast. There I am. That's it. That's all I got for today. I sure hope that this was helpful. I hope that it gave you a lot of information and it helped you just feel more comfortable. So tell me, how we feeling? I'm going to turn my camera off real quick because I think it's kind of making us glitch a little bit. How we feeling now? Do we feel like better? Are we excited? I know that we still kind of have those nerves and stuff in there, but remember, when you start classes on Monday, the 1st, there's not a certain time that you have to log in. What you need to know is that you want to submit your assignments when they're due, right? So if you have a discussion assignment, you want to turn that in by Thursday or before, right? If you have any other assignments, you want to make sure those are turned in by Sunday or before, okay? So I just wanted to remind you guys of that. I am going to here just real quick give you guys those video links, because I know that that was a question that y'all had. So I'm going to pop those in the chat here just real quick. I wanted to make sure that you had those. I'm also going to pop in a quick little survey if you get a minute and want to give us feedback on the learning community webinars and things, or things that we can improve for your success. What other questions do we have? I'm going to hang out here for just a couple of minutes, make sure I got everything answered that you might need. Put my camera back on real fast and just let you know, y'all, we are so excited for you. So just know that we are 100% rooting for you. We know that you're capable. We're so excited that you've chosen SNHU to partner with on your educational journey. And just know you're going to be great. You got this, y'all. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I hope you have an amazing, amazing start day. Remember, you do have a Module 1 webinar that's going to walk you through all things Module 1. If you're ever stuck, reach out to your course instructor, reach out to your SNHU advisor. They can help you get on track and make sure that you're all set. Y'all, you're going to be great. You're going to be great. So have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'm going to hang here for just a little bit and answer some questions, and then I'll get off. Okay, y'all, so discussion posts, typically they're about 1 to 2 paragraphs. Chelsea, yes, great answer. The biggest thing is, y'all, is it can vary a little bit because some of you are a little bit long-winded than others. The main point is being relevant to the topic at hand, making sure you answer all the questions, using details and examples. Okay. As far as taking more than 2 courses a term, that is something you want to chat with your advisor about, because they can look at all of your personal information and set you up on a plan that works best for your success. No, too, y'all, with any of your writing assignments, if you kind of want like another set of eyes on it or somebody else's thoughts, always use that written feedback service from the academic support team. Okay. Crystal, what should you expect to happen on September 1st? Really, you have access to your courses right now. So I always encourage students to click around and get comfortable. On September 1st, it's just when your faculty will start being active in that classroom. You'll probably see some more announcements. You just want to make sure you're getting your assignments done. Courtney, question about discussion grades. y'all, as a reminder for grades. Your faculty have 7 days to grade. So when the module closes, like week 1, you start on Monday, the module will close that Sunday. Your faculty have 7 days every single week. So Sunday to Sunday to grade. If something auto grades, like a warm up, you'll see your score right away. But anything else like discussions, journals, papers, writing assignments, you could maybe see things as they come in, they might get graded. Some faculty might grade throughout those 7 days. Some you might not see till 7 or till Sunday night. If you have questions, reach out to your faculty specifically, okay? The links to the recordings, hold on just a sec and I will pop those right back in the chat again. I won't have it up probably until like 24 hours today. Give me a little bit to get it downloaded and just look for the preterm webinar, okay? All right, y'all, what else do you got? What other questions? Anything else? Chelsea, can you use Grammarly? Y'all, there's a lot of wonderful AI tools out there. I always tell students that we have a wonderful academic support team that does a lot with like grammar and citation work and things like that. We know there's a lot of AI stuff out there. If you choose to use it, just make sure you're using it, but keeping your original thoughts. It's not that you're going to get in trouble for using it, but if you use it incorrectly, you could. So always make sure that you navigate to the AI information, which covers like ChatGPT, Grammarly, Genesis, all those different AI tools that are out there, so you know how to use it for the best way. Okay, does that answer that question? I want to make sure I got that. With the webinar reminders, always check your course announcements. Sometimes they go to your email inbox. It just depends on which course that you are in. What else do we got? Any other questions, y'all? I think we've covered most of the things. Just scrolling the chat real quick to make sure. I'm excited that y'all are excited. I hope this was super helpful. All right. Y'all, I think that is all of the things. Hold on just a second. I'm going to check one more time. Y'all, whenever you have writing assignments like journals, short papers, activity assignments, when you look in the module for that assignment, it is going to tell you exactly what you need to do. It's going to tell you the font you need to use. It's going to tell you that it's double spaced. It's going to give you all the information that you need to have. I always tell students, I encourage you when you are saving the document to save it like Melanie Shop's short paper, week 1 or whatever it might be. Just so it helps, just make sure that all those things are in there, okay? Again, y'all, your courses are already active. So if you click through that course, you will be able to see assignments that are posted for module 1. Your faculty are not going to be in there until week 1. So if you got in there and got excited and submitted something, they're not going to do anything until your classes actually start. Just remember to pay attention to your due dates and make sure you get your work done by those due dates. Jacqueline, I'm not sure what you mean by LinkedIn. Do you mean LinkedIn Learning for IDS 104? If that's what you mean, you can actually just click directly in it. It'll have you set up your stuff and you'll be able to review all the information in there. If you need more in-depth information or are stuck on it, reach out to your advisor. They'll work through it. It's great if you guys, again, are working ahead on assignments. Again, I caution you on getting too far ahead. I know for many of you, you're like, I had the time, I wanted to get started so I don't get behind. Don't work too far ahead in case, but just know you might have to redo something, okay? Just especially if they haven't covered the content yet or like the instructions of how to do it. So just know that and know your faculty aren't going to be looking at anything until start week, okay? All right, y'all, anything else? I think that is it. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. I hope you guys have the best rest of your week. Thank you for joining me today. And remember,